the only way forward for ADC to participate in the 2027 election is to embrace the Justice Abdulmalik judgment. Senator David Mark can still be chairman of the ADC through the Justice Abdulmalik's judgment. How? Very simple. The state's chairmen, as surviving members of the INEC, should be encouraged to hold an emergency meeting where they will do two things. One, extend their tenure not beyond 30 days. Two, change the constitution of the ADC such that the condition of 2 years to be chairman is no longer there. If that has not been done, if it has been done, if it has not been submitted to INEC, once those two decisions are reached, then immediately, today, those information should be communicated to INEC immediately. That would take us to May 21. By May 22, you hold your congresses. By May 23, you hold your convention. By May 24, you can hold your primaries. If this route is embraced, David Mark can still contest in the convention for chairman of ADC. Nafiu Bala can still contest for national vice chairman of ADC. And then the true strength of each of these candidates will be tested. And whoever wins, wins. That is the legitimate path for David Mark to be chairman of a living party, not a paralyzed one. He can still be chairman. And once he becomes chairman at the convention on May 22nd, he can then superintend over the primaries of May 24th, still within the timetable. This is the only path forward if ADC is to remain a viable vehicle to carry the dreams and aspirations of Nigerians, of obedience, of conquescience to the 2027 elections. If we insist that, Supreme Court judgment yesterday was a win, and then we insist that, they have restored David Mark, and then you then insist that, you will conduct primaries, when there is a Justice Abdulmalik's judgment that has nullified the convention carried out by David Mark, it is just going to be a choice to permanently paralyze the ADC for 2027. We can argue that it is the hand of Tinubu, the hand of ADC. Say the monkey should remove his hand from the pot of soup. We can argue that. But if the monkey puts his hand in the soup, we cannot rely on begging the monkey to remove his hand from the soup. We have to be the one to take our soup to another place where the monkey cannot reach it. This is why the only path forward for the ADC is to embrace the Justice Abdulmalik judgment and rally round the state chairman. The path forward will be for all parties involved. And you know that judgment levels the playing field for all parties. Whether the Dumebi Atiku party, whether the Nafiu Bala party, whether the David Mark party, it levels the playing field and provides opportunity for unity. Embrace it. That is the only path forward. All of this that we are doing is because Peter Obi is still in the ADC. If Peter Obi leaves ADC today, I won't bother with all of this. Because the same problem that the ADC is suffering today is what most other political parties are suffering. Lack of respect for internal party democracy. Lack of respect for the constitution of political parties. Somehow, the players feel they can hide behind internal party affairs. INEC cannot interfere. Judiciary cannot interfere. They feel they can hide behind that to run the party anyhow against the constitution of the party, even violating the constitution of Nigeria and violating the Electoral Act. In fact, possibly committing a crime in the process. And they forget that there is a section 83 subsection 7 that gives the court jurisdiction and power to intervene when these breaches exist. Is it not clear now that you cannot hide behind internal party affairs anymore? It is clear. So, and that is a win for lovers of democracy, because the problem of democracy in Nigeria starts within the political parties. It starts within the political parties. And so, we need political party reform, even before electoral reform. The monetization of politics, heavy monetization of politics, big money politics, deep pocket politics, starts at the political party. And if we don't reform the political parties along this line, what we will get is continued transactional politics, where people like Peter Obi, who don't do transactional politics, who don't pay to buy delegates, will not have a chance. For me, this is the reason why Atiku is forcing David Mark. They don't want to play by the rules. But right now, they have seen that they have no option, no choice but to play by the rules. Because the Supreme Court has affirmed again what the Court of Appeal has affirmed, what the Federal High Court has affirmed, that the courts can interfere on those 4 grounds that I mentioned earlier. So the way forward is for all the parties within the ADC to sheath their sword, rally behind or around the Justice Abdulmalik judgment, and implement the advice that I just gave in this. And by May 24th, all of these things will be settled. Anything short of that, we are just wasting time. And it's a concern for me because I have not heard that Peter Obi has joined another party. It is still rumor that we are hearing. Some of you may have more privileged information than we have. So you can afford not to be worried. We don't have your privileged information. So we should be permitted to be concerned. The ADC that has been rumored to go to, ADC has come out to say, oh, we did not invite him. We have not heard that he has gone to DLA or any other party. The PRP that has been rumored that, oh, Peter Obi is going to, or OK Kwakwanso is going there. That PRP now is also enmeshed in this kind of mess. So strategically thinking, taking out emotion and being objective, the Supreme Court judgment yesterday does not call for celebration. It calls for sober reflection. It calls for all parties to come round and rally round the Justice Abdulmalik judgment. Because I fear, now that the Supreme Court has asked David Mark to go back to the trial court of Justice Wite to show cause, to provide evidence that the allegations that Nafiu Bala is making about him not resigning, about the David Mark not meeting the 2-year condition, about David Mark or whoever forging his signature, those allegations will possibly most likely lead to a similar judgment to the one of Justice Abdulmalik. I fear that that is what will happen. And if indeed the choice is to go and do that trial, it will waste another 7 days. If you add weekends, that will be 9 days. By the end of which, May 10 is already here, we are stuck with an ADC that is practically in coma. I beg, Those of you who have powers to talk to those who have power within the ADC, tell them, I will be really pained if ADC is rendered useless, because it will not be the fault of Tinubu. It will not be the fault of APC. It will be the fault of David Mark. It will be the fault of Atiku. It will be the fault of Dino Melaye and everybody insisting on fighting a needless battle. A needless battle in which there are no victor, no vanquished. A needless battle that will render the ADC paralyzed, in limbo, in coma for the 2027 election. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. You can say, what does this man know? He's a novice at politics. But check it. What I'm saying. Sense day, I be sense not day. Time will tell.